Think for a moment about the biggest decisions of your life. Did you make them with a calm, clear mind, or were they driven by anger, fear, haste, or an emotional moment? If we are honest, most of our life's biggest mistakes don't happen because of a lack of knowledge. They happen when our mind isn't clear, when we are under the influence of emotions, when we react impulsively, or when we simply do what feels easy in that moment. This is exactly where clear thinking gives us a completely new perspective. Author Shane Parrish says that the quality of our life depends less on what happens to us and more on how we think about it. Most people try to increase their intelligence, but very few work on improving their thinking. The truth is, if your thinking isn't clear, even your intelligence can lead you in the wrong direction. This book starts with a very profound idea. The human mind works in two different ways. The first is automatic mode. In this mode, we react instantly without much thought. If someone says something to us, we snap back. If someone criticizes us, we get defensive. If an opportunity appears, we jump in without full information. This mode is fast, but it's not always right. The second way is clear thinking. This is where we stop, observe the situation, recognize our emotions, and then make a decision. This is the path that leads us to better choices. But the problem is that our brain naturally gravitates toward the first mode because reacting quickly is easy, while stopping to think requires effort. Shane Parrish argues that our greatest strength isn't knowledge, but the ability to take a pause. A small pause can literally change your life. Think about how many times you've said something in anger that you later regretted. How many times have you rushed to judge someone, only to be proven wrong? How many times have you given in to temptation and made a choice that hurt you in the long run? If you had taken just a few seconds to pause in those moments, the outcome might have been entirely different. The book also explains that emotions are not the enemy. Fear, anger, excitement, greed, these are all part of being human. The problem arises when emotions sit in the driver's seat. Clear thinking doesn't mean eliminating emotions. It means feeling them, but not giving them the authority to make the decision. A very powerful concept in this book is what the author calls default reactions. We all have automatic patterns. Some defend themselves the moment they hear criticism. Some blame others when things get tough. Some get scared of uncertainty. And some get overconfident with even a little success. Gradually, these patterns become our personality. But the good news is, they can be changed, provided we learn to recognize them first. The book also points out that the biggest enemy of clear thinking is haste. In today's world, everything is fast. Fast internet, fast communication, fast decisions. But the most important decisions in life, marriage, career, business, relationships, don't require speed. They require clarity and depth. Here is a beautiful insight. Successful people aren't always the most intelligent. Often, they are successful simply because they don't make the wrong decision at the wrong time. They stay calm under pressure. They observe their emotions. In every situation, they ask themselves, am I reacting right now, or am I actually thinking? Slowly, this book makes us realize that clear thinking isn't just about making good decisions. It's about building a life where you aren't a slave to your circumstances, where your behavior doesn't change with every mood, and your character is guided by principles, not impulses. Another deep point Parrish emphasizes is that we often think our biggest problem is out there. But often, the problem is that we believe our own thoughts without questioning them. Not every thought is true. Not every feeling points in the right direction. And not every first reaction is the best response. When you understand this, a new kind of mental freedom begins to grow within you. Clear thinking teaches us that moving forward in life doesn't always require more hard work. Sometimes, simply making fewer mistakes is the greatest success. And fewer mistakes are made by the person who stops to think, recognizes their emotions, and tries to understand themselves before every decision. We will discuss how emotions control decisions. Shane Parrish Practical Decision-Making Principles. Daily habits for clear thinking. How to avoid mental traps. How better decisions can change the entire direction of your life. Now let's look at how clear thinking is about more than just theory. It's about daily life. Our lives aren't changed by one big decision. They are built by the hundreds of small choices we make every day. Waking up on time versus hitting snooze, staying quiet versus snapping back in anger, learning today versus procrastinating, saving money versus impulsive spending. These seem small, but over years, they shape your entire destiny. Successful people have high judgment. They ask, what is the right thing to do right now? Instead of, what is the easiest thing to do? When we are stressed, fearful, or excited, our brain takes shortcuts. This is why a sentence spoken in anger can break a years-old relationship, or a greedy financial choice can ruin years of hard work. Shane Parrish suggests identifying your triggers. Once you know what sets you off, you can stop repeating the same mistakes. He teaches a practical principle. When making a big decision, check your emotional state. If you aren't calm, delay the decision. Emotions are temporary, but their consequences are often permanent. The response gap is the space between a stimulus and your response. If someone insults you, the automatic reaction is to hit back. But if you wait just 10 seconds and breathe, the entire situation changes. Those 10 seconds can save a relationship or a career. Clear thinking is not overthinking. Overthinking keeps you running in circles with what-ifs without taking action. Clear thinking gives you clarity. You look at the facts, identify emotions, understand options, and then act with confidence. Parrish also notes that our environment influences our decisions. If you're surrounded by negativity or distractions, your focus weakens. Sometimes the easiest way to make a right decision is to remove the wrong options from your environment. Furthermore, clear thinkers practice humility. They don't assume they know everything. They question their assumptions and aren't afraid to change their minds when new information arrives. Their goal isn't to look right. It's to be right. If you want to change your future, change your present decisions. Your future is being built right now by your choices. Today's good decision might seem small, but in 5 years, it will be your greatest strength. As you apply these principles, you'll notice a shift. You won't react instantly. You won't take criticism personally. Your decisions will be guided by values, not moods. This process isn't easy. Old habits will pull you back. But every time you pause and challenge your first reaction, your judgment improves. Ultimately, the quality of your life is determined by your decisions in every circumstance. Circumstances aren't always in your control, but your judgment is your greatest power. Don't just collect knowledge. Improve your decisions. Stop. Recognize the emotion. Look at the facts. And do what is right, not what is easy. Remember, a clear mind is more powerful than a fast brain. A fast brain gives you quick answers, but a clear mind gives you the right ones. If you enjoyed this book summary and it made you think deeper about your choices, please like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Sky Book Summary for more life-changing insights. See you in the next story. Thank you.